Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, my YouTube family. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, and I'm just going to tell y'all one thing. I love you. I love you. And I'm going to tell you that I love you because I said no matter how I feel, that I'm going to continue to be committed to keeping up with Congress. And today was one of those days, but I am here. So I'm going to tell you again that I love you. You didn't hear it from anybody else today. You've heard it from me. I love you. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. It is Tuesday, February the 2nd. Can y'all believe we are 2 days into the second month of this year? Again, I'm just glad 2022 is in the rearview mirror. I just keep pressing forward and hoping for the best coming in 2021 and praying for the best. I'm excited. We are off to the races with these bills. They're coming in like, woo-wee. Last week I was so excited because we were so caught up, y'all. When I tell you every bill we had, I had already brought them to you and we were in real time. Y'all, they're coming in so fast right now. We got to keep our eyes on Congress. So again, I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. Please like, please share this broadcast, spread the word. We got to get this thing going. I'm committed because we're going to hold them accountable. We did not just vote these people in to allow them to do whatever they want, because that's what they really expect. This Biden administration really is hopeful that we're going to get so happy and comfortable that we're going to be rocked right back to sleep. No. We're not going to be rocked back to sleep. And we're going to continue to pay attention. And we're going to continue to keep up with Congress because we're looking for opportunities. And this is where the money is, y'all. We want to know where is it? Because this is where it is. Where is it going? Who is it going to? And how do we get some of it? We are looking for these opportunities because that's all this is. One hand is washing somebody else's. So we're going to continue to keep up with Congress. Let me share my screen. Got a full plate for you. I got some interesting stuff to share. Let me share my screen. Where's that button? There it is. Again, this is brought to you by Withhold the Vote, where we hold elected officials and candidates accountable. If you have not been to this website, shame on you. Go to the website, y'all, join, support, be a part of what we're doing. This is bigger than me. I am not going to do this by myself. And I've been asked, Tamara, are you going to run again? Are you going to run again? I'm praying and trusting God on what my next steps are. But I'm going to tell you this, I know for sure that we can't get back out here without receipts. We got to go back into whatever it is, any race that is run moving forward, we must have receipts. You got to show and prove what these people are doing and what they're not doing. So don't send me or no other candidate back out into these political streets without receipts. I think I'm gonna have to hashtag that. Don't send us any candidates, no more candidates. Our good candidates risking their lives, their time, their everything. Don't send us back in these political streets without receipts. This is where we hold them accountable. Go to the website, join, be a part of what we're doing. We get behind the scenes 2 days a week, Wednesday evenings at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday afternoons at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all. We get behind the scenes and we do the work. This is where we create our call to actions. This is where we dive into what is actually going on. We hash it all out. And this is where we do the work. And then we bring it back to you, and I bring you this Monday through Thursday. I'm right here on YouTube. I told you no matter how I feel, Monday through Thursday, right here on YouTube, 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so let's talk about what's in the news, and then I'll bring you these bills, y'all. Oh, so I found, reparations, y'all. We're going to continue to talk about reparations, reparations, reparations. We're following HR 40, Sheila Jackson Lee. We're following S40, Senator Cory Booker. We're following it. It's just a study, needs edits. We're real clear, no edits. We don't want to see this bill passed without these edits. So here's what's going on a more local level, municipal level. The city of St. Paul City Council votes to form the Reparations Study Commission. If you haven't been following, these local municipalities are saying, we can do something. And, reparations is federal, reparations is federal, reparations is federal. And I say that 3 times, it is federal. But these local initiatives, we're going to take what we can get, right? So it says here on January the 13th, the city of St. Paul apologized for its role in institutional racism and unanimously passed a resolution to form the St. Paul Recovery Act Community Reparations Commission, y'all. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. It goes into talking about Ta-Nehisi Coates and his well-known piece in the Atlantic, The Case for Reparations. Let me make this bigger, y'all, so you can see it. Ooh, not that big. How about that? Yeah. Ta-Nehisi Coates and his well-known piece in the Atlantic, The Case for Reparations. It talks about our renewed urgency to the issue back in 2014, the issue of reparations. It is urgent. Like Black people, those of us who are descendants of slaves, our house is on fire. It's on fire. The data shows it. It's proven. White America has 10 times the wealth. We are, being pushed out. And by 2053, the data is clear. We will have zero net wealth. We don't even know what COVID has done to us thus far. So I believe, and others too believe, that this has been definitely sped up with COVID, right? It says here, now we have half stepped away from our long centuries of despoilment, promising never again, but still we are haunted. It is as though we have run up a credit card bill and, having pledged to charge no more, remain befuddled that the balance does not disappear. The effects of that balance, interest accruing daily, are all around us, wrote Coates. This is Ta-Nehisi Coates in 2014 when he was talking about why the urgency for reparations. So kudos to St. Paul. Like I say, we're not going to turn anything down. Again, reparations is federal. The federal government owes us trillions. We'll take some of these initiatives. Absolutely. We're not going to turn anything down. So St. Paul, thank you for what you're doing there. This kind of fuels the fire. This pushes the federal government to do what they need to do when they see that it's happening on a local level. Here's another initiative. There was a Monica Montgomery Stepp. She was appointed to the State Reparations Task Force. This is over in California. The task force was a result of Assembly Bill 3121, which was signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom in October of 2020. So those of you that have been following what's going on in California with reparations, she has been appointed to the State Reparations Task Force. It says that she's a San Diego City Council member. Her name is Monica Montgomery Stepp, and is one of the 9 people appointed to a task force exploring the idea of reparations for Black people in California. The task force, with a special consideration for African Americans who are descendants of persons enslaved in the United States, was a result of Assembly Bill 3121, of course, again, signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom in October of 2020. So, steps, y'all, we'll take these baby steps. We'll take every single one of them. John Conyers had been introducing a bill for reparations since the 80s. And we're just now getting some serious traction. And this fight for reparations was pre him. I've heard the stories of the 60s and the 70s, and this conversation in the 80s, early 80s, where this was happening. So this isn't new, but I'm glad that we're here and we're living in this moment where we might live to see, those of us may live to see this reparations happen. I believe we will. I totally believe we're going to see reparations in my lifetime. I totally believe it. Another reparations article that I found today, international law firm joins the Tulsa Race Massacre reparations lawsuit. So over in Tulsa, they're making some headway over in Oklahoma. A New York-based international law firm has joined the legal team representing 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre survivors and their descendants in their lawsuit for reparations from the city of Tulsa and other parties. Yep, we gonna get our check, and we might get it in bits and pieces here and there, but we gonna get our check. United States of America. Hey Don. Hey Don. Thank you for joining. So let's dive in, y'all. Let's dive into the bills. HR 492. HR 492 is to amend Title 38 of the United States Code to make permanent the authority of the Secretary of Veteran Affairs to provide financial assistance for supportive services for very low-income veteran families. You know, I take special interest, of course, I say in food, air, water, and land, but the veterans, y'all, they really have my heart. I mean, anybody that, you know, decides they're going to serve this country and we treat them the way we do, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. HR 492. HR 496 is to oppose violation of religious freedom in Ukraine by Russia and armed groups commanded by Russia. They're still watching the Russians. Anybody that's watching, that's interested in international, what's going on internationally, they still got their eye on Russia. HR 496, Republican Wilson out of South Carolina. HR 497 is to prohibit the use of funds to seek membership in the World Health Organization or to provide assessed or voluntary contributions to the World Health Organization. So this is something that I want to know more about, that I don't know why the Republicans and the Democrats and the WHO, the World Health Organization, what is this political tug of war? What is this all about? What is this? And like I said, as a person that has desires to be an elected official, I would be asking all kind of questions all the time. I want to know what, who, what, when, where, why, how. I would be asking questions. They'd be like, make her stop. Because I do want to understand why this political tug of war with who over health, or is it not about health? Maybe it's not about health. HR 497, everybody. HR 498 to authorize the Secretary of Agriculture to subsidize payments on loans made under certain rural development loan programs. Yeah, our farmers, food, we gotta watch, we gotta pay attention, and we have to support. And Georgia being an agricultural state, I definitely am very interested in that committee. Hey, family. That's HR 498, everybody. HR 500, y'all. We have really made some headway. We're into the 500s here, so we're coming along. Like I say, I thought we were caught up. We were caught up until last week, and then over the weekend and Monday, yesterday. Y'all, these bills are coming in fast. So HR 500 is to prohibit the recession, suspension, or revision of certain regulations that govern the Title 10 family planning program. I don't know what the Title 10 family planning program is. So these are the kind of questions we get behind the scenes. Anything that is affecting our families, I want to know. This is a Republican out of Indiana, Representative Banks. Yeah, I want to know what this is. Prohibit recession, suspension, or revision of certain regulations. What is this? This is where we do the work, y'all. We ask the questions, we figure it out, we get behind the scenes, and we hold these people accountable. HR 500. HR 501, to direct the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency to establish a program to award grants to eligible entities to purchase and, as applicable, install zero emission port equipment and technology. There's this race to zero emission. Why do Republicans and Democrats fight over this? And I think, there's some answers that, they don't want the regulations. Our Republicans, they don't want the regulations. They don't want the laws. They want to be able to do what they want to do. And we got to get to to the root of some of this. This is HR 501, EPA, y'all. HR 502 is to amend Title 18 of the Social Security Act to provide for coverage of dental services under the Medicare program. I'm not old enough yet, so I didn't know that dental services wasn't covered under the Medicare program. So I'm still learning. So this is good training for me, everybody, as well as you and all of us keeping up with Congress. Now at certain things I'm looking at very differently, like our older population, they don't have dental coverage under Medicare. HR 502. HR 503 to require, y'all, here it is, y'all. To require the $20 notes to include a portrait of Harriet Tubman. All I could do is shake my head, y'all, because this aggravates the hell out of me. This $20 bill that most people, paper currency is quite obsolete. People are now swiping everything, tapping and swiping. And you want to put our money, a picture of Harriet Tubman, which was Obama's initiative. You want to revisit that. Like, that's going to pacify and satisfy us. No, Joe. Hashtag no, Joe. Cut the check. I don't care who the hell is on it. Cut the check, Joe. HR 503, y'all. I'm gonna try not to get on my soapbox, but that bothered me when I saw that he was pushing this and with urgency, and cut the check. HR 503, y'all. Introduced Joyce Beatty out of Ohio. She could keep it. Whose representative is that? HR 504. To direct the Secretary of State to establish a unit within the Department of the Inspector General to audit United States contributions to multilateral and international organizations. So this sounds like some oversight. So to direct the Secretary of State to establish a unit within the Office of the Inspector General to audit United States contributions to multilateral and international organizations. Yeah, where the money going? Who's it going to? And how do we bring it back? What are y'all using it for? Because I'm sure we could use it in some other places, y'all. HR 504, oversight, accountability. I want to know too. Yeah. Don says, great bill proposals. There's some good ones out here and there's some crazy ones too, Don. HR 505, to expand the opportunity for Native American children through additional options in education. So this was interesting to me because, when I see Republicans in education, I always think about school choice. And this is a Republican, Biggs, out of Arizona. He wants to expand the opportunity for Native American children through additional options in education. What are these additional options, Representative Biggs? What kind of additional options are you offering? Yeah. Like I said, I would be asking a lot of damn questions in Congress. They'll be like, make her stop. She asked too many questions. HR 505, everybody. HR 506, to provide for the effective use of immigration detainers to enhance public safety. Y'all, we just saw this last night. I brought this to you. It was a Senate bill last night that duplicates this. To provide for the effective use of immigration detainers to enhance public safety. Is this some sort of new policing? This is y'all, we don't need an additional police force, task force, whatever y'all might want to call it, for immigration. Like, what is this? HR 506, y'all. We got to pay attention. We got to pay attention. Got to keep our eyes on Congress. HR 507, to amend the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 to extend the Advanced Energy Project Credit. Yeah, I don't know what this is, and this is why I say it is so important. What is this Advanced Energy Project Credit? What is this? Like I say, sometimes they use words, and a lot of these bills, most of the bills that I brought you so far, the text is not available yet. That'll come later. But they're at least keeping us abreast of the bill numbers and what they're quote unquote about, as vague as some of them are. This is HR 507. This is where we get behind the scenes, do the work, ask the questions. What is this advanced energy project credit? What is this? HR 507. HR 508 to amend Title 23 United States Code to include a special rule for the dedication of funds under the Highway Safety Improvement Program for certain vulnerable users. Okay, vulnerable users, the dedication of funds under the Highway Safety Improvement Program for certain vulnerable users. Who are these vulnerable users? Democrat Representative Brownlee out of California. These are where we ask the question. This is where we ask the questions. Who are these vulnerable users? HR 508. HR 510 to amend Title 23 United States Code to modify the percentages of funds to be allocated to certain urbanized areas under the Surface Transportation Block Grant Program. What is the Surface Transportation Block Grant Program? But you know we do have a new, I wanted to bring you this, our new Transportation Secretary, Mr. Pete Buttigieg. That's his reward for dropping out of that race, y'all. He got a cabinet position. Politics, y'all, politics, the games. So I found this article, Dear Secretary Pete, here are 9 transportation projects you should consider right away. And it goes into, it says with this morning's, when was this article? Was it today? Says this morning's 86-13 confirmation vote is official. Pete Buttigieg is the new transportation secretary. Buttigieg joins what has been called a dream team, y'all. They call them a dream team of appointees to the U.S. Department of Transportation. He got his reward, y'all. So it goes into talking about the electrifying the every fleet, boosting the EV charging network, make clean vehicles irresistible, approve congestion pricing, remove highways, eliminate the gas tax, dig the Gateway Tunnel. I noticed they're talking about a tunnel between New York and New Jersey, fund California's high-speed rail, fix every broken sidewalk. So with this new transportation secretary, Mr. Pete Buttigieg, sounds like a whole bunch of jobs, y'all. A whole bunch of jobs. And I want us to be mindful. We're going to keep an eye on Congress. Sounds like jobs, opportunities, apprenticeships, training. Yeah. Some people need to be first in line. Those of us who are descendants of slavery in this country. We're going to keep our eyes on Congress. Keep up with these transportation initiatives. Again, this is all brought to you by Withhold the Vote. Y'all go to the website, join, support. We cannot do this without us coming together as a movement, as a collective, and really addressing what is happening in Congress. This is a lot of work. You see how many bills we have thus far. I've got, wind that it's going to be up into the 10,000 number. Like there's a lot of stuff, a lot of bills coming that we have to pay attention to. Again, Withhold the Vote, go to the website, join. You can't join, support, be a contributor, do what you can. It helps. Trust. HR 512 to require any bus purchased for use in public transportation with funds provided by the Federal Transit Administration to be a zero emission bus. Clean air. I'm into it. I want to see us get it right. Zero emissions. I do want to see us get it right. Julie Brownlee, Democrat out of California. Make it, y'all. HR 513 to allow a state to submit a declaration of intent to the Secretary of Education to combine certain funds to improve the academic achievement of students. So they want to reallocate resources to combine these funds. Yeah. What are y'all combining? We got to ask the questions, y'all. A declaration of intent to the Secretary of Education to combine certain funds to improve the academic achievement of students. Republican Ted Budd out of North Carolina, keeping up with Congress, y'all. HR 514 to provide that the executive order entitled, y'all, this one's good, establishing the President's Advisory of 1776 Commission. And I was like, was this signed by Joe Biden? Stay with me, y'all. To provide that the executive order entitled establishing the President's Advisory of 1776 Commission shall have the force and effect of law. So I did look this up. I'm like, what the heck is this? So it was signed by yours truly. Looks like Donald Trump down here. Is that Donald? Is that Donald Trump's signature, y'all, right there? That scribble scrabble. So let's take it here up to the top. So what this is, it's Republican language, y'all. Real far right Republican language. The purpose is the American founding envisioned a political order in harmony with the design of the laws of nature and of nature's God, seeing the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as embodied in and sanctioned by natural law and its traditions. Republican language, far right. But here's where I thought it was interesting. These couple paragraphs here where they talk about us, Black folks. It's quite interesting. So I'll read this part. Against this history, in recent years, a series of polemics grounded in poor scholarship has vilified our founders and our founding. Despite the virtues and accomplishments of this nation, many students are now taught in school to hate their own country and to believe that the men and women who built it were not heroes, but rather villains. This radicalized view of American history lacks perspective, obscures virtues, twists motives, ignores or distorts facts, and magnifies flaws, resulting in the truth being concealed and history disfigured. Far right, y'all. Failing to identify, challenge, and correct this distorted perspective could fray and ultimately erase the bonds that knit our country and culture together. Y'all, let me get this last paragraph in, right? The recent attacks on our founding have highlighted America's history related to race. Here it comes, y'all. These one-sided and divisive accounts too often ignore or fail to properly honor and recollect the great legacy of the American national experience. Our country's valiant and successful effort to shake off the curse of slavery and to use the lessons of that struggle to guide our work toward equal rights for all citizens in the present. Viewing America as an irredeemably and systematically racist country cannot account for the extraordinary role of the great heroes of the American movement against slavery and for civil rights, a great moral endeavor that from Abraham Lincoln to Martin Luther King was marked by religious fellowship, goodwill, generosity of heart, and emphasis on our shared principles and an exclusive vision of the future. Don, that is, look, yeah, I'm with you. The crazy, I'm laughing, but they really mean this. It's very far right, and they really mean it. So I just wanted to bring it to you, y'all. I just, some of the stuff we see, but nevertheless, this is HR 514, y'all. If you want to go finish reading it, please do. Ivan, y'all, you and Don are so funny. He says, Don, you are right. Gag me with a spoon. Oh, y'all, yes. So if you want to go read it, it's the Establishing the President's Advisory 1776 Commission. They want to make it enforce it into law. Have at it, y'all. I just thought I'd bring it to you, y'all. We're at the half hour, but I'm going to finish up these last few bills. HR 515 to provide a civil remedy for individuals harmed by sanctuary jurisdiction policies. We saw this bill last night. These sanctuary cities, I don't understand how anybody's been harmed, but the people who are, trying to be in this country and, not be kicked out, and, the things that are done to them, the immigrants that are here. I don't know who, it says civil remedy. So this is a Ted Budd, representative out of North Carolina, HR 515. We saw this over in the Senate last night on the broadcast. HR 516 is to establish the Environmental Justice Mapping Committee. This is Cori Bush, y'all. Cori Bush coming out and she talking about, the environmental justice. So go right, Cori. We're gonna have to pay attention to Cori and see what we can do to support her in some of her efforts. HR 516 to establish the Environmental Justice Mapping Committee. HR 518, y'all. We're at the half hour. To direct the Secretary of Labor to award grants to eligible entities to carry out or expand youth apprenticeship programs. I believe in apprenticeships. I believe in making sure that our young people are prepared. Everybody don't want to go to college. How do we train them and offer them opportunities? So education, apprenticeships, our young people, Representative Castro out of Texas. We made it, y'all. We're at the half hour. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. Please go to the website, join, support, be a part of what we're doing. Like, share, subscribe. I am with you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm committed, y'all. I'm committed. And today I was not feeling it today, but I did it and I am here and I love you. I said at the top of the hour, I love you. If nobody else told you today, I love you and I thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow night. Go to the website, y'all, withholdthevote.org. Go to the website, join, support, be a part of what we're doing. I will see you tomorrow night with more bills as we keep up with Congress. Have a good night, everybody.